Mother always said I was naive. She used to say to not let appearances deceive you, but I never really understood what she meant by it back then. Maybe I've always been like this, always chasing after attractive things and beautifying those that were not. My name's Alex, but Mother used to call me Axie. I'm a 29-year-old interior decorator. For the past 6 years, I've been living with my husband Dane in a home that he built from scratch, and I decorated with my heart and soul. At home that no longer emits the same love that we poured into it. A home that, no matter how beautiful it looks, cannot hide the ugliness that has taken root. A home that is now just a house. After getting married, we decided to travel from Chicago to Manhattan, as it was closer to Dane's job, and so I could build a better client base for my work as well. Work had been sailing ever so smoothly for both of us for the past 3 years. He worked as a pediatrician at the Green Bay Hospital, while my work asked me to move around a bit. I kept jumping from one city to another to meet my clients and see their houses. One early afternoon in January, I received a call from Chicago. A woman asked me about my business and wanted me to come over and analyze her new home. I was not too keen on the idea of going back there, seeing as I don't really have the fondest memories relating to that place as a child. I used to live with my widowed mother. My dad died in a car crash when I was 13. When I was 15, my mom remarried, and we started living with my stepfather John and stepsister Julie. Though not a perfect family, we somehow made it work for the most part. Julie and I were not the best at fitting in together. She was 2 years younger than me and had a bad temper, while I remained reluctant to greet John as my new dad. My mother tried her best to welcome her new daughter. Jealousy was bound to take root, but as the eldest, I worked past it. After 3 years of back and forth bickering, I guess we all just adapted to our situation. Some nights even felt wholesome. To be honest, but everything fell apart like it always does when I was about to enter college. Mom had developed pulmonary fibrosis because of her smoking. She wasn't a bad mother or anything. She just had to find a way to cope after Dad died. Within a year, her condition worsened, and soon after, we had to bid her farewell. After she died, our family did not make sense to me anymore. Both John and Julie cared for my mother deeply. I know John wanted me to still feel at home with him, but I just couldn't without her there. Soon after, I moved away to Brooklyn to attend college. It was there I met Dane. Dane entered my life when I needed something to rely on the most. With Dane, I was at home. Dane was practicing medicine at a nearby college. We met through some common friends and fell for each other, and soon after. After my graduation, he asked me to marry him. I guess I should have been more clear to him that day. I told him that I did not want kids, but he insisted on marrying me either way, thinking I'll change my mind someday. I decided to accept the job in hopes of reconnecting with my birthplace and reconciling with my past. Little did I know that the place would only cause me more pain. There was another reason for me going back to Chicago. You see, Dane and I had not been on the best terms since the past year. Him working as a pediatrician, it was obvious he wanted children, but I was just not ready. I was not ready to bring another being into this world and have its hopes and dreams taken away. My fears kept telling me that I was not ready to be a mother, that I may never be ready, and he knew that when he married me. So, how was it fair of him to have kept asking for the same thing over and over again? I tried to fill in the emptiness of our home with my extravagant decor and design, while he tried to keep himself busy with his patients to avoid feeling that something was amiss. But I guess he had enough of it, and so we got into an awful fight. This wasn't the first time this happened. I remember 5 years ago on our anniversary, when he finally realized that I may never change my mind about having children. He went away for a few weeks on some medical conferences in Chicago. I thought I lost him forever back then, but we moved past things somehow and managed to start over. But I guess I was wrong. Maybe we were both just pretending all this time. He goes to Chicago every few months due to his work. This time he left without saying a proper goodbye. I was worried that we had not sorted things out, so I decided to take on the job and go after him. I thought a trip away like this would rekindle our lost spark. Little did I know it was just burn everything to the ground. Kate was the name of my new client. She said that she was selling her house to a friend and that her friend wanted some help with the redesigning. So I packed up my stuff and went to Chicago. I tried calling Dane, but I guess he was still mad over what happened and was avoiding me. I called his friend Dennis to find out where he was staying and decided to book a room in the same hotel. I arrived at my hotel and inquired about Dane's whereabouts, but he wasn't in his room. I decided to take a walk down memory lane and visit my neighborhood instead. Kate's house was also in the same area, which I found odd at first, but left it as a coincidence. I took the bus to roam around my old city and reminisce on all the places that I used to visit as a child. I saw the old library where Dad used to drop me and my friends off. We would discuss the latest magazines. I saw the old Jack's Burgers place still up and running. Soon I arrived in my neighborhood and decided to walk the rest of the way. I called Kate, telling her I would reach her house in half an hour. Kate's tone changed, but she agreed to meet anyways. I told her I could come back if there was a problem, but she said, quote, No, we have time today. I did not know what to make of it, but a sinking feeling had already started to set in. I carried on walking to my old house. John had bought the house after marrying my mother to help us with our financial problems. We may not have always got along, but he never once wanted to hurt me in any way. The last time I met John and Julie was 6 years ago, when I came to pick up my stuff and told them I wasn't getting married. I invited them both to attend my wedding, but they ended up not coming. Maybe I should have insisted more. It's not as if we had lost all contact. I would call them both at Christmas, on New Year's, and on Thanksgiving. I would often send them postcards, maybe, I don't know, because I felt guilty for leaving them the way I did. I reached my house and rang the bell. John came to the front door and lit up like a puppy. Alex? Alex? Alex, you're here. He hugged me tightly and took me in before I had a chance to decline. How have you been, John? I asked him.
Oh, you know, the factory keeps me busy, but I'm retiring soon. I don't know what I'll do then.
And how's Julie? I inquired, as I had not heard from her in years. John seemed reluctant to answer.
I'll be honest with you. Julie has not been at her best. She never really recovered from losing your mother like that. I know it was hard for both of you, and I don't blame you for how you both tried to cope. But the fact of the matter is, she's not made the wisest of decisions in the past couple of years.
My heart began to beat faster as a part of me felt responsible for leaving her too soon. I wanted to ask John exactly what happened, but before I could, Dane started calling me.
That seems important. You should pick it up.
Hello, Dane? We need to talk, Alex. I need to talk to you. I messed up. I'm sorry, Alex. I need to talk to you. I was expecting an apology, but this seemed a bit too much, as if I was missing something. As if something bigger had happened that I did not know about. I'll talk to you soon, Dane, I promise. I have to run now, but I'll call you soon. Then I said to John, Sorry about that, John. Oh, look at the time, I really do have to leave. I'll come back, I promise. We will talk in detail. I need to know everything. I expressed my concern. John ever so warmly told me to stay at his place, to which I said, I'll think about it. John also gave me Julie's new address upon my request. Things had started getting over the place ever since I arrived back. I could never really breathe in this place. I could always feel a storm lingering around, waiting to strike. I arrived at Kate's house and rang her doorbell. The door opened and I was greeted by Kate and a young girl in her arms, who I presumed to be her daughter. "Hi, come on in. You must be Alex from Weekend Builds," she said. That's the name me and my partner gave to our startup. We all sat in the living room. Yeah, I came as you requested to go over the design. Here, I have brought some samples to fill you in with some ideas in mind. Once we're done with the analysts, I, along with my team, can begin our work shortly after. I kept mumbling, but it did not appear as if Kate wanted to hear about interior decorating. I hear the door open behind me and a woman comes out a little mad and a little scared. "Julie? Julie, is that you? Is it you? Isn't it? Oh, it's you. Oh my gosh, how's it been so long? Wait, why are you here? What's going on?" I kept on going, all confused. "Alex, why are you here?" I thought, no, this is not happening. This cannot be. Julie started crying and ran out the front door. "Please take a seat and let me explain," Kate insists. I sit down and take out my phone to see Julie's address John had shared. I was shocked to find out that it was the same address as Kate's house. "Kate, please tell me what's going on. Why is my sister in your house? Who even are you and why am I here?" I shouted. "Please calm down, I'll tell you everything," Kate expressed. Suddenly, Dane starts calling me, but I declined his call because I had to sort this mess out. "This is Anna, Julie's daughter," said Kate, holding the young girl in her arms. I thought I could not be fazed further, but the shock rocked me to my core. "Go on," I said numbly. "You see, Anna and Kate have been living with me the past 4 years," said Kate. "But what does that have to do with me, and why am I here?" I inquired. "Kate, I am sorry, but I think it isn't my place to answer your questions." I get a call from John, which I pick up because I thought he would have some answers for me. John, what's going on? Where's Julie? What is happening?" I asked.
"I'm so sorry, Alex. I had no idea you would become involved in all this. You must come here. Julie has something to tell you."
I ordered Kate to bring Anna and come along with me. We got into Kate's car and started driving to John's place. Dane called me again, but I did not answer. "Kate, for God's sake, tell me what's going on. I'm going to have a heart attack with all this anxiety," I exclaimed. Kate remained silent. I held Anna on the way, looking at her with nothing but confused thoughts. We finally arrived at John's place, and I ran to the door and banged on it super hard. "Open up, John. Julie, are you in there?" John opens the door and asks me to calm down and follow him. I obeyed, and we all walked behind John into the living room. I saw a man sitting on the couch and Julie crying one side of the room. As soon as I got a good look at the man, I fell to my knees. "Dane? What's going on? Why are you here?" I asked with my disappearing voice as things had already started falling into place. "I'm so sorry, Alex. I'm sorry. I did not know it was you," Julie kept repeating. "Alex, I will tell you everything. Please just," said Dane. I kept lying on the floor as all my energy had drained away somehow. "Alex, you remember 5 years ago when we had that fight? I had come to Chicago. I wasn't in my right mind. I did not know what I was doing. I saw Julie on the side of the road that one night I was here, and we ended up sleeping together. I swear I did not mean, I don't know. she got pregnant. Dane kept going on as tears started rolling down my cheeks. I did not know what I've done. Julie, she called me a year later telling me that she gave birth to my child. She asked me for financial support, and I've been doing that ever since. I visited my daughter every few months to see how she's doing, but she said it wasn't enough. She wanted me to take the child or leave you and come stay with her and take care of our child together. And when I refused, she threatened to tell you everything. She got your business card from my things and threatened to tell you everything. John just kept explaining. I laid there in total dismay, as the worst had already happened. I did not know it was you, Alex. I did not know you were his wife. I did not know what happened before it was too late. I only found out when you arrived at my door. Julie tried to reason. Kate finally mustered up enough courage to explain what they both had done. We used your business card to bring you over and tell you everything. Julie wanted it to come out. She wanted to start over, but as soon as you came, we realized that you were her sister, explained Kate. Finally, after everyone had said their piece, silence muttered the room. I started looking into John's eyes as he was the only one that I could bear to see. Our whole marriage has been a lie. Our whole life together's been a lie. You lied to me, Dane. You lied to me. How could you do this to me? How could you when you knew everything? When you knew what I wanted and what I didn't want? Why didn't you realize what you wanted sooner? Why did you ruin so many lives, Dane? Why, Dane? I kept crying. I did not care for any of the answers he tried to give. I couldn't hear a word Julie was saying. John kept trying to comfort little Anna, who did not know why everyone was shouting. Dane kept telling me that he loved me and it was just a mistake. He wanted to explain everything to me, and he was about to be, but the conversation took a turn for the worst, and we ended up fighting. Julie kept apologizing, saying she did not know Dane was married back then and that I was his wife. 6 months have passed since everything occurred. I have had enough time to sulk and cry in the past few months. Dane and I decided to separate because clearly we wanted different things. Julie is doing much better financially and is taking care of Anna with the aid from Dane. I haven't forgotten Julie for what she did, but I can't seem to blame little Anna for anything. When I looked at her, I remembered little Alex that had to go through so much that did not make sense. I think I finally understood what mother meant. Living a lie was so much more comforting that I never questioned anything that might have disrupted it. But I think I am done being naive now. I think this time around, Alex will face the world looking directly at it. All of it, and not just the part she likes. That is, when I do find the strength to face the world again.